Welcome to Missouri Sports Talk. I'm your host, Cameron Staley, and today I'm here with
Jagger, Cornell.
Jagger. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
So you went to Rockbridge. I did have Carter DeVore on earlier on, probably in February, but I failed to mention I don't really know what Rockbridge is like. So if you would describe it a little bit, how is Rockbridge?
It's pretty chill for the most part. There's a lot of flexibility. I don't know what your school's like, but we have 4 block classes each day. So it's like you have an hour and a half long class, 4 different times, obviously, and it's pretty chill. You come and go. We can leave for lunch, which is pretty nice. And then everyone gets what's called like an AUT, which is just a free period, and you can go home during your free period or do whatever, work on school. So it's pretty chill for the most part, and the teachers are pretty cool. So
that's nice. Yeah, at Blair Oaks we do 7 classes. They're all 50 minutes, and you can't leave. So we don't get the exact flexibility, but we're also not like in a city. We're kind of secluded, so it's not like we can go too far. So there's not really a point to drive 10 minutes home and then have to come back after being home for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So you did mention quickly that you went somewhere else freshman year. I wanted to keep this a surprise. Where did you go freshman year?
So I went to Harrisburg High School. I don't know if you're familiar,
yeah.
But and so it's just like you said, it's like 7 classes a day, 15-minute classes. So, I'm familiar with your schedule. Small town, like 50 kids in my grade, about like 200 kids total. Played basketball there my freshman year. Got to play on varsity. It was kind of cool as a freshman, but yeah, pretty chill. Still some friends from down there.
So why'd you go to Rockbridge?
So originally, I lived in a Rockbridge district. I went to the Rockbridge feeder middle schools, and then the COVID happened, and Harrisburg was in person. I don't know if you went online or whatever, so Rockbridge went online for I guess the first half of my freshman year, and so Harrisburg was in person all year. So my parents sent me and my younger brothers to Harrisburg because that's where my grandparents lived. So we never actually lived there, but we switched schools.
Right. The end of our 8th grade year was online, but then we got right back to it.
Yeah, I wish, but
yeah,
I didn't really want to have to transfer. But it was whatever. It was cool. Good experience.
It's different, and that almost prepares you for college too, because you got to meet new people, and that's exactly what college is going to be like, honestly. So let's get to the hot seat. Of course, this is a beat the clock challenge that I have everybody do.
All right.
So you've got 10 rapid fire questions that I of course let you see already. So I'm going to give you 3, 2, 1, and then I will ask the first question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Favorite TV show?
The Office.
Okay. Least favorite food?
Oh my gosh, dude. All right, skip. Next question.
All right. Favorite music artist?
Probably Travis Scott.
Okay. Bucket list item?
See the pyramids.
Favorite cereal?
Reese's Puffs.
Favorite hobby?
Playing with my brothers.
What's your birthday?
August 30th, 2005.
What is your favorite song?
Till Farther Notice by Travis Scott right now.
Okay. Least favorite sport?
Soccer.
Okay. Favorite color?
Blue.
All right. Perfect. You got it in 40 seconds. So let's go back to your least favorite food. You struggled for that one.
I did struggle. I didn't want to waste time with that question. So, looking back on it, least favorite food without being rushed is probably mushrooms. I hate mushrooms.
Mushrooms. That's the same with my girlfriend. So we do have the same favorite TV show. I feel like
The Office.
Yeah,
It's a great show.
I agree. I think some people say it's overrated, and then some people say it's underrated. I feel like it's a happy middle. I think The Office is a good show.
Yeah. I feel like you can always turn it on. You don't even have to be paying full attention to it. If you just have it on, it's
Exactly.
It's funny.
I agree with that. And favorite song and favorite artist, you go with Travis Scott. That is an interesting one. I like that.
Yeah.
And your least favorite sport, you said soccer. I think almost everybody that I've had on said soccer.
It's so slow, man, and you're it's high scoring games 4-1, 3-1, that's you scored a lot of points, you score 4 points. It's a little slow for me.
Right. I'd have to agree with that. I think if you know Elijah Jackman, I think he's the only one that did not say soccer, and he
Really?
said cheerleading.
Okay. Well, I probably wouldn't consider that a sport, but
I wouldn't either. I wasn't really brave enough to say it, but
yeah.
if you say it first, I'll say it as well. I think like when they go to like competitions, it is a sport, but when you're like cheering on the sideline of a
Yeah.
basketball game or a football game, do not count that, please.
I don't. Yeah.
But the cheerleaders that actually do it, they will ride or die that. Like,
It's a sport. I'm telling you. Like, I don't know.
all right, so I know you played a little bit more than basketball. So what sports did you play?
I played football my 8th grade year and my freshman year. I was a wide receiver and a punter. And I also did track, and I did high jump and whatever like running events they put me in. Didn't really like to do running events, but I was pretty good at high jump.
So why'd you quit those two?
Just like the switch from like COVID happening 8th grade, like kind of ruined track, and then you have to go to Harrisburg and try to like do these sports, and then go to Rockford and do these sports. Whenever it's like it's already hard enough to like switch from playing small school basketball to big school basketball, so it's just a lot of sports to carry over. So
I'd have to agree with that. I like that answer. So you do play basketball, of course. So what age did you start playing?
probably feel like ever since you're like allowed to play, so probably like first grade, second grade.
Since the little tykes, I
Yes,
guess, right?
yes,
In the
sir.
basement. So what is your love for basketball?
I've always been pretty good at it. I feel like my first game ever, it was Upward, I think. I had like 32 points, and it was like my parents were like super impressed, and so I feel like I've just always been pretty good at it. And obviously, competition's balanced out as we've gotten older, but just always been pretty good at it, and it came pretty natural.
Right. So I have a two-part question for you. First, I want to ask you your inspiration, your role model on the court, professional player, or, even one of your teammates. And then I want to ask you off the court.
Professional, there's a lot. I'm probably a big Kevin Durant fan from back as the OKC days. I was born in Oklahoma City,
Nice.
so Thunderstruck, I don't know if you see that movie, but that was like my favorite movie growing up, and big Kevin Durant fan. So, and then off the court, probably my AAU basketball coach. His name's Anthony Johnson. He's just a great guy. He really great coach, smart guy, and he coached me since like 3rd grade. So, shout out to him, big guy. Yeah.
Awesome. Shout out, Anthony. So you do play shooting guard. So I want to ask you, what is it like playing shooting guard? And is that fully the place that you want to be for the rest of your career?
Yeah, I like playing in a guard position. Obviously, like whenever you're on the court, it's not set in stone what you're doing.
Right.
Obviously, like in plays, there's a spot for each person. But I mean, I like handling the ball. I like passing the ball. I think that's one of my better skills. So I mean, I probably would like to be 2 or 3 for the rest of my career. So. Yeah.
So, of course, you mentioned we talked about Harrisburg 9th grade and then Rockbridge 10th grade. Did you get any sort of playing time on varsity either of those years?
I did my freshman year. I like sprained my wrist at the beginning of the year, and then towards the end of the year, I started to play more on varsity. I was actually a point guard at Harrisburg, so that was pretty fun. But I didn't play like a crazy amount, but it was fun to play. So good.
So how was your junior year?
Junior year, didn't play a lot actually. I think we had 7 seniors last year, which is a lot, and it was a talented group, pretty deep. So I mean, I got in when I could, but I mean, it wasn't my year last year.
There's nothing wrong with playing a role with the team, though, of course. So let's move on to your senior year. I know this one's a little more fresh in your brain, so you may have a little bit more to talk about on this one.
It was a much better year. Obviously, a lot more playing time. Great group of guys. I think we went like 21 and like 6 or something like that. Won the conference. Did lose in districts to Hickman. That sucks, but we played pretty good this year. I played a lot more. I played pretty solid for the most part. Pretty proud and happy with my season. So yeah.
Right. I did actually take battle in our district predictions video. I took battle to win that district. I will say that, and you guys ended up. I don't even know if I'd really call that an upset because that was probably the toughest district in all of basketball, every single class. So. Yeah, of course he did end up falling to Hickman. Hickman was also a very good team, though.
Yeah.
So I think that was a pretty good season. Of course, when you said the record, I will have that up on the screen.
I probably am wrong, so you'll see in the video.
I'm sure you weren't too far off. So I know you did some competitive summer ball as well. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. I played on Columbia Supreme. Like I said, Anthony Johnson's my coach. I feel like my teammates were like only on CMAC teams, so I feel like I had like 3 teammates from Hickman. I had 2 teammates who went to battle. One from Cap City, 2 from Cap City, and one of them flipped back and forth from Cap City and Elias, but and then one from Jeff City. So I mean, we got to play each other in conference all season, which was fun to play against those guys.
I'm sure it kind of helped a little bit as well if you kind of had like one-on-one matchups with your teammates. That probably because their style and you know what their dribble moves are. It kind of probably helped a little bit.
Yes, sir. Yeah, know how to guard them.
So I want to move on to stats and credentials. If you don't have any, off your head right now, we will pause. But if you have them right now, let's hear it.
I think my stats last year was probably I think it was 8, 8, and 7, and then I was my strong suit was defense, so I would typically guard the other team's best player. So I mean, and I would just my role was just being scrappy, taking charge and stuff like that. So yeah, not scoring a ton, but getting it done other places.
Let's move on to college now. I want to ask you, how is your recruiting process?
It was pretty solid. If you're not really D1 for the most part, you're not really gonna experience your actual recruitment until the middle of your or towards the end of your junior year, and then you'll start to talk to people. But I had some other options to play, but I felt like Kansas City was probably the best town, city wise, because I mean, don't really want to play basketball in a small town, But,
right. Yeah, you're used to. I wouldn't say Columbia's a big city, but
it's big enough.
Yeah, it's big enough. I think Columbia's got a pretty good population. I don't think that's too bad of a place to live.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you now, what were your other offers?
CMU, Westminster, William Woods, Oklahoma City University, which is a nice city. But it was on the bad side of Oklahoma City, and then Mid-American Nazarene, so those 5.
So what was your decision behind MNU?
I liked the campus. I had some buddies going there, and my grandparents live really close to Kansas City, so I'm pretty familiar with the area. So yeah.
Right. So you said that you're rooming with Mason French, right?
That's the plan.
That was our last video, so I think that's kind of cool that we kind of had the paths cross without any conversation between the 3 of us as well. So
that is cool.
I think that's pretty funny. So I want to ask you, kind of on track with that, going to MNU, who are you most excited to play with?
On the team?
Yeah.
I don't know anybody on the team. I'm not gonna lie, I actually don't know anybody on the team. I do know that they had a really good. I think they had their conference player of the year graduate, but I'm actually not familiar with the roster. But hope to get to know them this summer. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, sorry if I made you look bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Let's backtrack on the teammate thing. How about I ask you, who is your favorite player to play with at Rockbridge? If you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, you can give me 3 or 4.
Probably Reese Minix. He's one of our post players. Great teammate, does a lot of dirty work. And then probably Brady Davidson. I don't know if you know, but he's our quarterback. He's pretty good. Those 2 are probably my favorite. They're good passers, so it's fun to play with good passers.
I feel like Brady's good at everything.
Yes, dude.
I swear.
Yeah, he literally can go D1 whatever he wants to. It's kind of insane.
Yeah, and he just committed to NIU as well to play quarterback.
Congrats to Brady.
Yeah, congratulations, Brady. Hopefully, I'll have him on at some point. That'd be pretty cool. So, let's keep on track with MNU. I want to ask you, what are your goals on the team?
I mean, obviously as a freshman, I don't know how much I can play next year, but you know, just as long as I'm playing and having fun, like I don't really expect to dominate at the next level, but I mean, as long as I like college there, I like playing basketball with the group of guys. You know, I'm not really like looking for like the personal accolades. I mean, as long as I'm having fun. So.
Right. I like that answer. So let's get more personal here. I want to ask you, what is your major at MNU, and what are you looking to do as a career?
I'm majoring in business is the plan right now, and then after, depending on how those 4 years go, might go to law school if I like want to keep going to school. But I mean, that's a lot of school, so I guess we'll see. But yeah.
School's not for everybody,
Yeah, I
so.
know. And like if after 4 years of college, I'm like, dude, this is a lot. You know, I probably don't want to keep going back. So I don't know. You can go to a lot of different options. Something that's always been seemed kind of cool to me is probably being like a sports agent and just like being like a sports contractor or something like that for athletes. I feel like that'd be really cool, especially if you get like a big name athlete, professional players. That'd be really cool.
I agree. I like that plan. I think that kind of sounds cool. I think the whole sports agency kind of that kind of piques my interest a little bit. You know, just anything with sports. You know, I'm trying to do this as a career, so you know, I like that idea. So those are my questions for today.
Awesome.
So thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, sure.
I just started a golf channel. We haven't posted our first video yet, but are you a golfer? You golf at all?
I have before, and I'm not very good, but I think I have fun when I golf, and if I like try too hard, I'll get really mad at myself. But I mean, golf's a fun sport. It's fun to watch. It's underrated.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've got an invite. If we ever go to a course in Columbia, maybe we'll have you on.
Awesome. Sounds good.
This has been Missouri Sports Talk. We'll see you all next time.